Welcome to another behind the scenes exclusive video. Today I will be showing you my process of painting my Pennywise doll heads, celebrating the release of It Chapter 2. These particular doll heads were purchased at Michael's Arts and Crafts store, and with a bit of paint and a lot of patience, these blank faces will soon transform into the famous and beloved Stephen King clown himself. I start by quickly adding a layer of white acrylic paint, keeping my strokes fast and light. Next, I will color the parts of the head to establish an area where the hair will lay in orange. After I let both of these dry, I will then take a sharp object. In this case, I am using a safety pin. I then use this to create cuts into the plastic of the doll heads to create depth and lines for the next step. Now I will mix black paint and water in a mixing bowl, then adding the doll head. After completely covering the doll head, I will then take it out to allow it to dry. The mix will drip down the face, adding a weathering effect, and also remain in the cut areas, creating lines for a scratched look. I white out the eyes with a beige paint. Using this color is more appropriate for the character than a solid white. It'll allow his eyes to appear more sickly and dead by doing this. Moving on to another area while that dries, I will begin to paint the lips and nose in a dark red, going back and then adding a bright red, and then finally adding a hint of white. This adds more depth to the color and makes for a more realistic look. Using the dry brush technique again, I add white highlights to the cheeks, chin, nose, and eyebrow arch. The eyebrow arch is particularly important since this character has a menacing facial emotion. The next step is adding black around the eyes, starting on the lid and blending out from there. Just as important, I add the eyebrows next, again crucial to the facial emotion of Pennywise to portray his likeness. It is now time to add the signature red lines going from the grin of his mouth up in a curve and then over to the top of the eyes. After all of this is complete, by this time, the beige eye layer should be dry, so I begin adding color, starting with an overall yellow, then bringing in orange on the border, and then carefully lining in black. Going back, I add the black pupil and then a hint of white for shine to bring a bit of life into him. Finally, I add a bright red line on the bottom of the eyelid to make him a bit more ill and scary looking. Focusing on the area of the mouth, I add black to extend his expression and add two little fang buck teeth. Now done with the face, I move on to the hair. I have painted this strip of white fur orange and align it to the hairline, adding super glue to place it onto the head. After this dries, I pull it onto the back of the head, cutting a line down the middle to glue one side on bottom and then crossing the top area over. After the glue is completely dry and the hair is secure, I use a wire brush to tease the hair and make it a bit more crazy looking. Then I dirty it up with the same black paint and water mixture I previously used to weather the hair as well. Once everything is completely dry, I spray a layer of sealant in gloss to give him a final shine. Pennywise is now ready to haunt your small town and return to terrify you every 27 years. I hope you enjoyed this video and it perhaps helped you in your doll creation. Thank you for watching.